I got the pickaxe. I had to grind stage the world a little bit. That's why you see I have 20 V-Bucks left. Nothing too serious. Nothing too wild. But yeah, let's get back into the coronavirus, what I'm thinking about it. 36,000 people are dying. That number is going to increase because people are getting tired of staying in. Honestly, I don't get tired of staying in. The only thing I can honestly say that this has really taught people, in all honesty, is that you really cannot survive on not instinct. Because if you were just surviving on instinct, like there's just certain people who would just do this and that, but feel like you could take even the most precautions you can do, but you can slightly mess up, and then before you know it, you in a jam. You know, and I feel like that's where a lot of people are in a jam. Do I think it's replaceable, some of the stuff that people do? True. I told people like repetitions, like for instance, if I have a bad habit of for instance touching my face and stuff like that, I need to cut that out or be conscious about the fact that it's a pandemic. I rub my eyeball and stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of people, even I see kids in my neighborhood and certain stuff like that, they're sitting up here running around. There's like 12 kids. I know they're friends and all and stuff like that, but touching all that, you know, they're sweaty. There's still people in my neighborhood golfing every day. That's not social distancing. But it tells me a whole lot about the people who stay out in my neighborhood. They just don't listen. And they get sick and die, and then they had a coronavirus or something like that. That's kind of, hate to put it that way, that's on them. I don't wish death on anybody, nothing like that, but I just think that this is not a wise move of judgment, a wise call of judgment for people to be doing stupid stuff like, especially Jacksonville, and people out there on the beach, not there being dumb. It's not the time. Come on, bro. To be honest, I'm not surprised, like, with the number of cases and certain stuff like that. The increase is because people are not taking the precautions. Like, I'm not getting tired of staying at my house. The thing is, I'm getting tired of people dying. That, like, that's in all honesty, I'm getting tired of people dying. Like, you don't have to die. You do not have to die if you just stay in your house. It's like the people who I don't understand, you know, be smoking cigarettes and certain stuff like that. We all gotta die or something. You want them to quit, and they're just being that, they're taking that type of approach. Like, what type of person does that? You don't care about yourself. You really don't. And also, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. People don't care about you or themselves. They just continue to keep on doing that. Like, if someone knows the danger of secondhand smoke, they'll still go and smoke a cigarette right where people walking. Cancer sticks. Another thing I'm not understanding too is people with the MLM, and then people also smoking different substances. You know what I'm getting with this weed and certain stuff. Now, Like, by people doing that, that's your business. You do what you do. That's fine. But at the same time, I don't smoke, like, bro. And then drinking is overrated too. I put it like that. Drinking in moderation is fine as long as you're not getting drunk. Stuff like that. I don't see a problem, but I don't. Nigga. I never try to do that. Never try to do that, bruh. Try to do that to me. We ain't playing that around here, young man. I will not be purchasing any of the other stuff. Like the other X4 stuff, no. I spent 10. Just the only skin I like. The Raven Pool stuff and the Cuddle Pool. Bad concepts. Honest to God, bad concepts. Could have been a little bit better, sure. Always about better stuff. Another thing I like to probably bring up too is that also a lot of people are trying to get their MLM stuff in and all this foolishness. You're losing your shirt. A lot of people are in businesses or people doing this stuff or using their savings and stuff like that to go into these businesses. Like for instance, Quiznos and certain stuff like that. When the stock market crashed, a lot of people had invested money with that type of stuff. That stuff is pretty much gone. The only place you can get Quiznos or find Quiznos at is Jamaica. And maybe other places overseas and certain stuff like that. But everything in Jamaica is 10 times expensive because of tourism. I feel bad for like countries that only thing that's like tourism. That's the only thing that's pretty much keeping these economies afloat. They don't have a strong economy. It's based off tourism. The dollars coming in. Nobody's traveling during this time. Why would anybody want to travel at this time? I wouldn't. The thing that I couldn't understand for the life of me, also too, another aspect is like, let's say for instance, people, especially on the cruises, the diamond ship in Japan. Let's talk about that. What they did was actually counterproductive. You have a lot of healthy people on that ship, even though they had to quarantine them, the people can't disembark. I understand that bit, but please take proper precautions. They were giving people SIM cards so they can contact their loved ones and certain stuff like that. They were trapped in, they couldn't get any food, and then the people who were transporting all these different items and certain stuff, they had to go with the people. They were transporting the stuff. Like the healthy people were in contact with and charged with that. They were exposed to the coronavirus people. And the healthy people were in contact with the people who were providing stuff to the coronavirus people without proper protective equipment, and that only further fueled the coronavirus, and more people got sick. And then I feel like a good majority of the helpers died. So all that pretty much was a no-go. So I don't know, man. A lot of stuff that I feel like is tacky. What I mean by tacky, I mean a lot of stuff is tacky. If you had to think about it. If I can save, everybody can't be saved from the coronavirus. Let's be honest. Like, I hate to say that 80-year-old person, they probably gonna have to die. If it's tough calls at 80, like Italy, they were forced to make hard calls and stuff like that. Who gets to live and die? I mean, I'm glad I'm young. I'm fairly young. I'm only like 20, about to turn 21. I was optimistic like 4 months ago. I didn't think nothing of, like, honestly, I was wondering why the coronavirus was, honestly, when it was built on the news back in like January about the province, Hubei province, everything else. Like, why is this thing getting coverage the way it was, especially as China? China suppresses a lot of stuff. So you absolutely don't know what's going on in the country. Now, with that, that's pretty bad. And then the thing about people leaking this information, people can disappear. You don't want to mess with certain countries and certain stuff like that, because you get shipped home in a box or something like that. You know, some of these people have not been contacted from for a long time, and I feel like they had some type of person not too long ago with Iran. They did something. They didn't do anything like wronger, but since the political and social economic thing has been bad between the U.S. and the Iran, I think it's like the time of 2003 the person went and they weren't seen from. Last time they were seen, it was like 2009 or something like that. That person wound up dying, and they did not know that the status of people, because the U.S. Embassy doesn't have the pool or the resources to actually, or the consulate goes and visit people and people get in trouble. They don't have the access because the relationship is not that good. And I feel like a lot of countries, when that type of stuff happens, like, you know, if the relationship is not that good, that's going to cause adverse effects, man. There's nothing that somebody can do, like, in a term of, like, in a span. Diplomatic relationships ain't good. I know a lot of people want to stop war, but war is probably going to always be around. I'm not a real fan of war either, but it's profitable for certain people. Like, you're a corporation, you're a private military corporation, certain stuff like that. You have people, and you have people doing defense contracts, going to these places, building like forts or reinstalling stuff, or logistics. That's not good. Just some people get kidnapped and certain stuff like that. But that's the point. I feel like a lot of people who are also like news reporters and certain stuff like that, a lot of people, you don't hear from them. They're reporting all these stories and certain stuff like that from, they need to be out there. But since freedom of speech is like not a thing in other countries, people are easily, you know, dying. Never to be seen of or heard of again. I feel like that's a bad position for people to be in, but it's tough out here, bro. I was looking at a documentary how the person said they won't scare the Chinese Communist Party. It was like a Chinese journalist, and I remember when the first guy, had to sign an affidavit trying to warn the people, the global community about the coronavirus, and then he got he was gone. He wound up dying from the coronavirus himself, but he was like an he wound up dealing with, had the coronavirus, he didn't know. But seriously, Be safe, wash your hands, and also please stay at the house. I don't care what the government and stuff says. I would say go out the house, but limit your exposure. Like if you have parents and certain stuff that falls in a certain age range, like 50 or 55. You know, you may be like, I don't know, whatever your age is, or you have a grandma and certain stuff you've been out. Please don't try to be around them because they already got weak immune systems as it is, and they can check on out of here. And I feel like that's tough to, you know, love your grandparents and certain stuff. I feel like it's almost difficult to believe that we're in the 21st century and we're all like, especially in the United States, we think that we're so, you know, supreme, you know, we're doing all this, we have the best economy, we have the best this and that, but we're in a depression. It's not a recession. Well, the whole world's in global depression right now. So money and certain stuff, a lot of people are gonna be more frugal. That for sure. A lot of people are gonna be more frugal with spending. I know I'm definitely trying to be more frugal. We're not spending any more money than I already need to. So this is a winnable game. I see this guy. He's jumping up. The fact that someone seriously sniped my structure down in one hit, I have a problem with that. These fools are probably dead. This guy tried me, he's going straight to heaven, bro. He's going straight to heaven, I mean that. Ah, that's on me. I folded. Had an RPG. It's fucking tough. Oh, bro. I can't help that I lost. But I'll just keep on streaming a little bit. I got Modern Warfare reinstalling. People keep on also talking about reopen the economy, reopen. There's no way that this stuff is going to, what you call it, be able to reopen. Things are not going to be 100% normal. Like, for instance, bed capacity is not where it needs to be at. Doctors and certain stuff like that are not being able to, I would say they're not able to make decisions based on their expertise in a way. They have to do it based on, I guess, the like survival of the fittest. Like, for instance, if I'm 80, especially in Italy, that's exactly what they were doing, choosing bits to live and die. That's a tough position to be in. But I feel like everybody's gonna have to wind up going through, medical professionals going to have to wind up going through therapy, because they didn't seen so much. And therapy don't mean that people are crazy and stuff like that. It just means that they have to probably reevaluate. Because, I mean, it's nothing to certain people. I know they deal with people dying, but not this amount of people dying. And then at the same time, people, families and certain stuff can't see their loved one because they're in the hospital. That's a tough position to be in, especially at this time. Because, I mean, it's not just one person going out here and dying. That's like thousands of people dying every day. New York is still the epicenter, which is not surprising because it's a population dense area. And then LA is not surprising either. Their numbers is going up. Pennsylvania, the same thing. This guy was a bot. A bot. Imagine being a bot and getting killed. I just teleported. But seriously, a lot of places are going to cease to exist after this whole thing. Like, businesses that you thought were profitable, like back in the day, I don't think there'll never be another such thing as a buffet again. That's a damn sure. or they're gonna change to where it's people administering your meats and certain stuff like that. I'm a fan of that, because thinking about it, people putting their hand on meats, coughing in their hands, doing nasty stuff, bro. The list goes on. Come on. I know that I'm gonna use my metal up. I beat the beat up, call it self-defense. Lil Wayne. Say goodbye, coach. You really think I was gonna let you do that to me? No, sir. Well, that guy played Save the World. I got the same skin. Save the World is really good. I told somebody the $40 is a good investment, because you can easily get about 7,000 V-Bucks when you purchase it. It's not that hard. But you gotta be pretty dedicated to that. Like, I just completed my stuff that I needed to do. Like, write a couple of things so I can get the pickaxe. So before you watch my first stream about what I thought about the coronavirus, I'll keep on dropping certain stuff unless y'all get tired of it. But I know a whole lot of people are missing out on senior year and certain stuff like that. There's not gonna be no graduation. And it's about keeping people safe. So if I can keep you safe, that's one of the liberties and certain stuff. If I can keep you safe, and I know I can keep you safe, I wouldn't change a thing about what's happening now. Staying at home. But the thing about grocery stores, the distancing aspect, people are not going distancing, and that's 100% true. 100% true. Like, the people in the stores are not going by social distancing. Like, you know, at stores now they have tape telling where you can go, and honestly no more than a certain X amount of people or over here on this line and certain stuff like that maintain distance. They know their guidelines, follow the CDC. I feel like people want to start wearing gloves and certain stuff like that. Like, even before this, I wouldn't touch doors. People know I'm a germaphobe. Like, I done seen people do some nasty stuff, man. I done seen people do some nasty stuff, like take a shit and then not wash their hands, touch the doorknob, or some shit like that. That's fucking nasty. How? How do you kill me with the attack? That doesn't even make any sense. I eliminated that dude. He's up here sniping. A lot of places and people are shutting down for good, though. That's for sure. I know Wall Street Journal did a segment on the fact that, you know, that Ruth Chris are these dining hospitality groups that are pretty renowned in the fact that they serve good meats and certain stuff like that. For instance, filet meat, mignon, and stuff like that. I'm gonna be spending my birthday inside the house. And I thought so was about to be sweet. Like, you told me 6 months ago that we were about to be doing this, and I would have been like, nah. I feel like also too, another thing people are just not getting is the fact that this is more serious than people. I know states and stuff have their own individual rights in terms of, yes, we have these guidelines, we have to do this, we have to do that. But there's not that much things people are going to do, in all honesty. And there's a llama. That Jason look. I know a lot of businesses are saying that they're trying to do this to prepare for the absolute worst in terms of like being prepared for the coronavirus, like a wave. People who had the coronavirus are getting reinfected with the coronavirus. They're not sure whether people are getting reinfected, you know, if it goes dormant and then it goes reactivates and certain stuff. Like, for instance, I know when I was young, I was like 8, I got shingles. That thing hurt like hell. And old people get shingles. Old people get shingles. I was like 8 and I got it. I done had chicken pox, but I got shingles. I'm glad I got shingles on my leg and not shingles in my eyes, because they would probably have to, I'd probably have to get a shot in my eye, and I'm not really fucking with that. Because that, like, imagine someone putting a needle. I don't like needles at all. They'll have to knock me out. They'll have to knock me out and administer that. There ain't no way in hell I'm letting nobody touch my eye. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that people do two, especially the medical profession, in a sense, in respect to it, it doesn't make that much sense. Thinking about it, it doesn't. Like, for instance, the needles, like a catheter, they put that in people's pee-pee. They put it through the slit where people piss at. They put a needle through that. So if you having like some type of infection or something like that in your penis and stuff like that, then they're going to put that in there. If somebody gone, they take that. Tried to run that guy over. They did that to pee-pee. Somebody's over here now. How this guy lasering me? How the fuck is this guy lasering me? Sit your dumb ass down. Thank you for the loot. Another thing that I don't think people are thinking about is people having kids. Now be not the time to be sitting up here smashing, bruh. It's just not the time. Because women almost die from giving birth. I know a whole lot of girls, like, especially in high school, like, a lot, bro, I be trying to tell y'all dudes. Especially these females in high school, bro. You put on that baby fat. Now, that's not even baby fat. I can't put on that on baby fat. That's way, way after they had the baby. I'll never clown a female about her gaining weight or something like that. That's just not funny in my opinion. Guys who do that is kind of corny. I'm not one of those type of dudes, but that's the point. Gaining weight, I would say it's easy for people to gain weight because all it takes is for you to, you know, have poor diet. You know, the next moment you sitting up here eating, you know, somebody who used to eat like 3,000 calories a day. No cap. They ate like 3,000 calories a day, and it was like they were only 16. They were like 300 something pounds. They didn't play football. They just ate too much. And I'm still thinking about people who are eating, and lack of better word, shitty food. Like what I describe as shitty food is that food that has no nutrition. Like it's not even nutritious. Like for instance, I could eat something that's like, you know, for instance, I like KFC every now and then. KFC isn't that good, man. It shit has a whole lot of sodium. And there should be no reason why there's that much sodium in there, but hell, it is. I'll leave that there even though I don't want to. There's 2 big pots, I'll take it. And because there isn't, we're screwed. But back to what I was saying, back to scheduled programming. A lot of foods and certain stuff that people eat has no nutrition, like, there's no nutrition in it. It's not like, it's not good for your nutrition. And then a lot of stuff that I've learned too is a whole lot of people don't have a lot of access to information or resources, especially healthy eating. You know, healthy eating is one thing for people, but a lot of stuff starts at home. And my income and certain stuff isn't that great. I won't be able to have access to decent meals. And what I mean by meals is like maybe I go and get a grilled chicken breast or something like that. Maybe I go and steak. Well, steak is kind of expensive. You can't really get that. Steak is nutritious in my opinion. Like someone asked me what I like a good steak. No steak sauce. Steak sauce just takes away from the flavor of a steak. It just takes so much away from the steak that I'm just like, I don't want it. When that happens, I'm less of a fan. Cause I love a good steak now. People talk about income disparities. That's valid, but at the same time, if I have no education and I have no skills outside of, you know, a few things here or there, I'm trying to turn money. Like for instance, I could be a door-to-door salesman for, I don't know, people work these not bull jobs, but they know they're not basically getting bills paid, cutting it. Like, I'll give you a prime example of people trying to sell people the direct TV, get them on the packages or the Dish Network. Dish Network is ass. Anybody who says that that's not, and they're swearing up and down that they're the satellite and stuff, if you watch it, it ain't gonna have, the stuff is obviously not gonna be affected, like the quality of the TV stuff. That's a lie. You can't even see anything when it storms, so being completely honest, that shit's a lie, bro. That shit's a lie. I know, I've seen people get frustrated that they're not making no money, but I tend to believe that, you know, I'm not going to be a person whose job and stuff is based off the amount of numbers. And that's I'm in business, and numbers is very important. But I don't believe that to be a deal for me. I don't believe that to be a deal. Hmm. Wow. I got that Jason mark. Thanks, Jason. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that dumbass think I'm still there. Fuck him. Honestly, I know I was gonna get sniped. That's on me. If I get tired of this, I'll probably let my Modern Warfare install, buy the battle pass, and try to get the Renetti. I'm not getting the premium battle pass. I don't got no money like that. I did spend $10 on the cable skin. Bruh, someone talking about the airports and stuff gonna be open. They can't wait to fly again. I know I'm not flying again. Hell no, I ain't flying no goddamn where. And people be coughing nasty shit, and then people, you gotta say it. Hell no, man. People are fucking out of here. I'm not pressed about anything. Like, for instance, I don't care if it's another, I would say another 4 months where we're not, for instance with me, I wake up at, since the coronavirus thing, I wake up at 2. I don't eat breakfast. I do eat my meals and certain stuff like that, but I'm not pressed. Like, I'm not pressed about, you know, wanting to go to the mall. I don't really like the clutter of people in the mall. It's a lot of stuff, and a lot of these kids and certain stuff be shoplifting and stuff like that. Or just going around asking people questions for stuff like that, so get their YouTube channel popping and certain stuff like that, asking people inappropriate questions. That stuff's tacky and corny, but that's neither here or there. That's what you about, that's what you about. I'm the type of person, I don't need to like feed off other people's energy to be validated. Like, I'm not one of them type of people. I can have a good time by myself. I can carry a conversation, a very insightful conversation with somebody. I can. But it's not even about that. I feel like quality of certain stuff, conversation, even relationships nowadays, a lot of people don't even have the communication like that. And before you know it, you know, a lot of people be looking up like, dang, you know, I'm trying to be like them, or these, you know, celebrity relationships. These people don't really have it like that in terms of what they're putting out on social media. And before you know it, these people are busted up. They're fighting over, you know, custody of a child. That's making them look bad. And then on top of that, it's all publicized all over social media. You know, tabloids. You know, and they're talking to different people about what's going on, what this means. People get divorced and certain stuff like that. Equitable distribution. There's a whole lot of stuff. And I think a lot of people that you're talking about, they want to get famous and they want to get rich. I'm not that type of person. I don't live for limelight. I don't. I'd rather have a strong base in myself and confidence in myself to where I'm not doing stuff to get paid. Like, for instance, I feel like a lot of celebrities are living two different truths in a way. Kind of being being a hypocrite. There's a lot of stuff that people have done here in the past that's basically wild. I remember when Tyrese went through his stuff, he had a doggone mental breakdown. Glad he got better, but that's not the point. It don't make any sense. Like, for instance, that thing to go on as public as it did, he made himself look like a fool. Talking about Will Smith gave him, talking about he was going to wire him some money. And talking about Coke, thank you for this product. And that's another thing that people keep on doing too. Is they're trying to sell stuff during this pandemic. It's also talk about get your onesie. Nobody even has any money right now. If we're completely honest, celebrities and stuff, they're well off. Me as a Joe Schmo, a regular Joe Schmo, he's rather insightful about other aspects of what's going to happen in the future. Yeah, nothing's about to be the same, but I'm not about to spend a whole check. Like, especially the one thing that I'm hating more and more each day is companies like Fashion Nova spend 80% off talking about we can get that coronavirus check hit, the stimulus check hit. Our site is going to be 80% off. We're going through a goddamn pandemic. You're talking about 80% off. Come on, man. Nobody's about to blow through money to go buy a cheap outfit where if I got a doggone lighter, I put that junk right your clothes to it, that shit's gonna burn up because it's nothing but glorified plastic. Come on, man. Come on, man. You think Fashion Nova's corny for that 80% off thing? I told you. You think it's corny for them to do that? I said distasteful.
Prey on people's money for fast fashion. Like, people are struggling to eat, and their money should not be going into Fashion Nova. But hey, if people want to spend their checks at Fashion Nova, guess what? That's on who?
Yeah, it is. It is on them. I remember, I can tell y'all a few things about me. Like, I remember when I was like high school, especially, like there's this thing where like teachers, they're state employees. I don't know if y'all know that. So wherever you're at, they actually work for the state. So wherever you're at, they work for the state. They work 20 years to get a partial retirement, that type of thing, benefits. You know, I think they get a 401k, certain stuff like that. But, you know, 20 years, the average time people really spend with education, I'm not working no goddamn 10 months. Someone told me that I should be a teacher. Or I think I have the passion not to be a teacher. I'm not as passionate about teaching kids. I'm not. I want to live a life that's for me. Like, I want to be able to do a few things. I want to be able to live a nice and, I would say, decent life. Not worrying about how my stuff is impacted. Like teacher pay. Teacher pay is trash. I think teachers should get paid more, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Anybody who thinks the teachers are about to get paid more, I think teachers should get paid more, but that's not every teacher. I'm from North Carolina, and I know a whole lot of my teachers in high school. They said, for instance, and I'm tired of this pay. Now I'm gonna go to South Carolina. South Carolina's pay is, 10 times better what they have, or 3 times better. But dummy, they have a whole lot of school districts in the same area, idiot. They have like 2 to 3 different school districts in the same general area, and the education is not that good across the board. There's a whole lot of places in North Carolina that is not that good for education, rural places. Like, in all honesty, a lot of places are not going to be able, especially even with this whole thing, the school transitioning online. The school transitioning online is a problem in itself because, number one, I know my school district spent a lot of money with Pearson and all these different groups to create books. We had hand-me-down textbooks. We had books from like 1997. And I just graduated in 2017, so it hasn't been that long. We had books from 1997, and you could see there's hand-me-down books, and I went to a predominantly white school and stuff like that. We had hand-me-down public school, and it was just absolutely nasty. Like, the maintenance of certain of these books is nasty, and a lot of this information was like not even correct. Like, they had, what was it? For sure. They had like India. They had what you call it, Mumbai on there. It was called Bombay, and they changed it like 1998. That's completely different. Same area, but it's not the same. It's Mumbai. Taking geography class and certain stuff like that. Information stuff gets outdated. And another component I'm not a fan of, especially now that I'm like in college and certain stuff like that, you spend like $300 on a textbook. I spent like $300 on a book. Nobody should have to spend $300 on a textbook. And then especially I have to pay more because it's online access. I don't agree with that. I'm a student, but passing on $300, and then there's this thing that a lot of colleges are going towards. It's called Cengage. It's a system in where people have to. It's less strain for the professors and certain stuff to grade because everything is digital. So I can calculate your grade and certain stuff once it's in the system. All I have to do, I don't even have to type the grade and stuff in the actual thing. All I have to do is just go and do this. That's all fine and dandy, but it's kind of whack. Oh, you want to go there? Cable. How? I done took a L, bro. I tried to do that and I got sniped myself. He was moving too much and he just got me. I took the L on that. He was pretty good though. I could do that too, but I don't like sweating that much. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to give you a win tonight, but I'm cool. People talking about you can't have a date life and stuff like that. So it's a pandemic, bro. In a pandemic, not about to be able to do anything. Norovirus. Look at you thinking that the coronavirus ain't serious. It is. People gonna die. Do I think people should be able to have more freedoms? No. Not right now. Like, I used to love, like I said, I used to love going to Dave and Buster's, man. But I had to even realize a lot of stuff, even with that, you know, you coming in contact with a whole lot of people and it's packed in there, you touching machines. You don't know what type of viruses, germs people got. People could have, you know, it could be fecal matter on the screens and certain stuff like that. Even the McDonald's, the touchpad she was using, there was fecal matter. Somebody did a test and stuff like that. They tested like the surface of people kept on touching all this stuff, and it determined that that fecal matter. How you doing, buddy? That was a bot. That shit's tragic. Dirty home style. Even people are testing positive. Even these NFL players are testing positive for the coronavirus. I know a lot of stuff is tested. People talking about why are celebrities and certain stuff getting the testing. They have access to resources and they have access to a whole lot of capital that you may not have. Just off them being, you know, getting these appearances and certain stuff. Like, celebrities are normal people. This happens to be in the limelight through connections and certain stuff, but a lot of celebrities and certain stuff, they're cool and all, but like I said, like Carrie Hilson, you could make 150K a show, but it does not mean you're smart though. You might be good at what you do, and a lot of stuff, I feel like the industry, especially the entertainment industry, is very one-dimensional in the fact that you really don't have to be that good in doing certain stuff. You just have to be connected to a certain number of people in order to make something happen, and then before you know it, you can definitely increase to this celebrity status or whatever. Somebody has to take a shot on you or believe that you are able to perform, you know, even in a show. I know a whole lot of people are child stars and certain stuff like that, had an acting career, but their parents and stuff were managing them, were taking their money and certain stuff like that, and then after a while they don't want to act no more. That's a real thing. I think that a whole lot of people, especially celebrities, need to be a little bit more mindful of exactly how much money they have coming in and how much money they have coming out. If you have the entourage, you know, you rolling 20 deep. That's not really smart. And it's not, anybody tells you that's smart rolling 20 deep. You have all these people not with you through thick and thin. These people are with you to get paid. I don't hang around people because I'm trying to get something from them. I'm not one of those type of people. I'm very self-sufficient. I don't rely on anybody. I'm very steadfast in the fact that I'm gonna do what I need to do over a certain amount of time. Just living something that somebody can do. And especially a lot of people talk about getting paid, or like I said, trying to give you to click their affiliate links. All that stuff is, to me, you gotta make a dollar, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I feel like there's certain stuff like that comes to people's detriment. Like if I'm an Amazon person, affiliate, and I'm trying to get this stuff or use my code during this difficult time, I wouldn't buy anything from Amazon right now. No way. People talk about they couldn't get paper towels. I had paper towels lasted me for a couple, like at least 4 months. I didn't buy out anything. I just had somebody who had a contact at to get some paper towels, toilet tissue. We worked in cleaning like type of stuff. And for their business, they have a contract and stuff like that with these people. A company that makes paper towels, toilet tissue, essentials, and certain stuff like that. And like cleaning solutions. And I know them. And this was before everything got shut down. I told you all that, but it's pretty cool. I don't have to go out anywhere or be exposing myself to, you know, pathogens. People need to stop smoking cigarettes, smoking weed too. People talk about weed can protect you through the coronavirus. They can't. Weed and certain stuff, I feel like a lot of people, they talk about weed. Weed is not for everybody. I've said that multiple times. Since the celebrities do weed, it might work for them, but it's not for everybody. And I mean that wholeheartedly. There's certain people who can do weed. I know people in college who do weed and certain stuff like that. They're able to do the work and certain stuff, but some people just get high. They're just not doing anything. I never smoked or anything like that. I don't believe in smoking. Drinking, not really. It's not really a good thing. Drinking is only something in moderation. It's not anything that I do. And then, especially in college, you know, a whole lot of people talking about parties. I think everything, in all honesty, I don't try to look at things through a perspective of, messed up. shit won't even take it out of here, pal. You really want to play a game with me? I'm not fighting you. Let's just take your helicopter, pal. Let's take your helicopter. Someone asked me do I like Modern Warfare. I don't like Modern Warfare that much. I think it's a shitty game. That's pretty honest. But I'll give it another chance. Cause like I do a bad job of like trying to play games and I pay full price for it and I don't really play it. Like Mortal Kombat. I was so pissed off how that shit went down to like $40 after the day after. And I wanted to get in the premium edition. Not premium edition, the combat pack. The combat pack was pretty good, but the whole overall mode is just grindy. Microtransaction heavy. And the proponents of DLC don't make any sense. Like if I spent $59.99 on the game, I feel like I should get some content for free. But one thing I'm glad that it's not the case anymore. Buying a bad game and it just being a bad game until the next game come out. I'm gonna go over and hit me out so close. Motherfucker should be able to kill my bitch ass. Motherfucker was just eating bullets. How? That don't make no sense. That's the same guy. That's the same damn guy, bro. Go to Holly. Battle Pass shouldn't have been. This whole season is tacky. There's not gonna be any changes to this map. I'll play a few more games. I just gotta upload some work for school. I did, I just had to upload it. Stuff is due tomorrow. Being in college taught me a lot. Why is it too late? Damn. How? What the fuck? How? That was a bull. I'm playing that again. That was bullshit, but hey, I limited that guy. That wasn't right, but it is what it is. I'll go to retail this time. Got a couple more games left in me. Hopefully I come out victorious. At least once I get a dub, I'll be off. I can get plenty of dubs, but I done afford it the last couple times. It's just like I don't have the RPG. I fall off a structure, and I've gotten more dubs on solo. So I'm not the type of person who plays games solo by myself unless it's Call of Duty. I bought a battle pass tomorrow. I'll probably try to get y'all some gameplay. I probably won't stream it. I'll probably just record on the GROTTO, but Modern Warfare 2019 it's a bad game. IG Live. I'm still thinking about people looking at the celebrity stuff. All the stuff that they did is just tacky. Like IG Live, like I don't know, Boosie. So yeah, I ain't gonna say it. I get demonetized. That was just inappropriate. And it's not decency. To tell somebody to go show their that one live for $1,000. Come on, bro. And he said just playing, not gonna leave you no $1,000 to shit with him, tell you. Why'd you come back? You don't. Never heard of him.
Former editor of Star magazine. She looked like tabloid gossip type magazines, and she's been getting like dragged this week.
For
First
what?
person to make a video about her was like D'Angelo Wallace. Not sure if you've ever heard of him. Like a black commentary.
Go ahead, did mom and dad say something? Okay, well, go back to you and let's go. Yeah, but I highly doubt that people care enough to sue her unless she has like 1 million subs. If you don't sue somebody.
She talks a bunch of crap about a lot of people. She has a lot of subs actually. So people
I mean, I don't go far to talk about celebrities and personal life and such. I don't care about that. I wish them well, but I like business wise. I think certain people just aren't smart in terms of like business, management deals and certain stuff like that. Doesn't mean that you're good and certain stuff like that. I care about people's career in a sense that your management group. You know, if I'm taking 20% of a group, I'd spent money on what you call like, if a promoter, that's what promoters do, these managers do. They manage multiple groups. They get about 20% of the group's revenue. They probably have a 5 or 6 roster group. Like 5 different groups under this whole record label conglomerate and stuff like that. And before you know it, a lot of these people are talking about they want to get out of it because they realize how bad it is. True, these people spent money, they spent time trying to produce these people. But a lot of people didn't need to be produced in the first place to begin with. Like, let me think of a person who was only relevant during the 2000s. Had pretty, I would say, okay music. I would say, and fell off the radar, Life Jennings. He's one of them. They just came on too fast and didn't really have anything to build off on. In terms, had a decent, career for a couple years, but nobody's talking about Life Jennings at all. There's a lot of people who phase out, and I think that's pretty good to see that a lot of people are not trying to stay in the limelight like that. But at the same time, these people blowing through a lot of money. Like, let's think of a group, TLC. There we go. TLC was one of the groups that made a lot of money, and then at the same time, they were staying at 5-star hotels, eating at 5-star restaurants, not knowing that you're paying for that. Your record label is putting up some of the money, but your hotels and your travel, that's kind of on you. They're not reimbursing you for your expenses because they just spent money on trying to produce you as an artist. And then another thing I don't like, especially with these singers and certain stuff, like the vocal range of these people is absolutely bad. Rihanna was one of them that had horrible vocal ranges on live performances, but she's gotten better. But the one person I can say now for certainly has horrible live performances is SZA. It's almost a scam. Someone need to go with her over some stuff. To go on what you were saying about that person, she's getting dragged trying to talk about Ellen psychotic. Psychotic. And the way people get diagnosed psychotic is what you call it, DSM-5. And then you got to have like continuous patterns and certain like thought patterns and process and certain stuff like that. And then especially with like mental health stuff, is that they give basically people are on a scale from like 0 to 100 and how bad a mental illness and stuff is affecting their life. I'm dead as a doornail. I had that guy. Shouldn't have fought him, but he built up. How do you, what you call it? How do you know people are diagnosed with mental illness? What type of thing did they use? Do you know exactly what it's called? The thing where people are diagnosed with mental illness?
Yeah,
like,
the DSM.
I know DSM, but what the actual thing is it called? Like the 5 checklists. You don't know what it's called? Global Axis of Functioning. It examines like people whether they had like Axis 1, the background, the social economic, how they are, just their personality before, and then they interview different people, and then they interview people through the meetings and stuff like therapy sessions, and that's how people are diagnosed with mental illness. And it's like I said, it's 0 to 100, and then if people can't function, it's a certain thing. It's a composite like score. They tally up certain stuff, and then people have to be put on medication to keep their mind in balance. And I feel like a lot of people too, the celebrities, be going off of these deep stuff, but that's not really anything to joke about. Mental health, I think that's really don't be talked about enough. But besides the point, back to regular scheduled programming. What do I think about well, we can talk about mental health and the coronavirus. People not gonna be the same, obviously. Like I said, therapy does not mean you crazy. It just helps you analyze a few things and make sure your thought patterns and certain stuff is fine. How you doing, buddy? I feel like every day is a day. Go to sleep at an hour, wake up at like 2. Somebody try to blow me up. And they failed. He got me that way. That's a damn sure. He was bad. He had to run in there and do that, but next time I'm gonna stop doing that. It was already low, 80. I don't even get 80 with a pump like that. Pump is so bad though. Oh. Excuse me.
At this point in the worst global pandemic of our lifetimes, it should not be necessary for me to do what I'm about to do, to state the clear facts about how uniquely devastating and deadly this disease is. But nevertheless, it is necessary because there is a loud propaganda arm of the president's supporters who are insistent on pumping people full of misinformation and whataboutism when it comes to this virus.
Now they say 60,000 people will die. 61,000 is what we lost to the flu in 2017 and 2018. The flu.
In 2018, 61,000 Americans died of the annual flu. That same year, more than 67,000 died from drug overdoses. Nearly 50,000 died from suicide.
Hundreds of thousands of Americans die every year from horrific things. Viruses, pneumonia, obviously old age, cancer, diabetes.
You know what kills more people every year than coronavirus? A lot more? Poverty. Poverty kills people in massive numbers. We should remember that.
Look, the fact of the matter is, we have people dying. 45,000 people a year die from automobile accidents, 480,000 from cigarettes, 360,000 a year from swimming pools, but we don't shut the country down for that.
Remember any of those people running around after 9/11 saying, actually, you know, the flu kills 60,000 people a year, so... No, of course not. Coronavirus is not the flu. It's not cigarettes. It's not automobile accidents. It's not swimming pools. They're using these arguments that it is not that dangerous to say that, on balance, we should open the economy back up and just accept those deaths. But what would that look like if they were got their way? If we just said, screw it. We're Americans. We're braving the virus. Well, look at the NYPD. They, of course, had to keep officers out on the streets. Place, they ended up with 20% workforce. That's it. The purest example of just maintaining the status quo, a meat processing facility in South Dakota, which kept up production, working shoulders day in, day out, is now the single biggest hotspot of coronavirus cases in the country. Or you can look outside the U.S. in Sweden, where they did not lock down. They opened, and now their death toll is significantly higher than their neighbors. In fact, look at this graph of coronavirus deaths in European countries. That purple line, one going straight up, yes, that is Sweden. This virus is deadly, and it is really gross and disingenuous and heartless and dangerous to portray it any differently. Look at this chart. All right, these are average weekly fatalities in the U.S. from different causes. This line in blue is what flu season looked like over 2017 to 2018 season. It's a bad fatalities, right? It kills a lot of people. Now in yellow, here is flu plus pneumonia over the same period of time. Again, that kills a lot of folks. Obviously very deadly and dangerous. Now let's add heart disease up at the top there in orange. Much more deadly, okay? One of the top killers in our country. Here is cancer in green. Again, almost as deadly. Now here's what the coronavirus looks like in red. Yeah. In just a matter of weeks, it has become almost the leading cause of death among Americans. And it is shooting straight up because it is contagious. Swimming pools are not contagious, nor are auto accidents. It's not the flu. It's not smoking. It's not auto accidents. It's not swimming pools. And it's not just here. Look at this data from England and Wales. It follows the exact same pattern. In blue, you see the spectrum of mortality from all causes for each week since 2010. And the red line in 2020, what is that? Well, that obviously is coronavirus. Keep in mind, in the US and UK, these are countries that are basically fully locked down, and that's what it's doing. And in the epicenter, New York City, the place where the virus has spread the most and the fastest, well, it's killed about 1 out of every 700 New Yorkers. On a typical day in April, about 150 New Yorkers die. On the worst day, April 7th, 519 New Yorkers died. More New Yorkers died that week, the week before Easter, than on 9/11. The people on Trump TV don't really seem to care that much about a weekly 9/11 when there's an economy to get run. Whatever certain people want to do with the facts themselves, however sociopathically heartless and cruel they want to be, however much they want to admit that they just don't care that much about this devastating, overwhelming loss, let's be clear about the magnitude of what is actually happening.
Yeah, I don't think the economy should open. That's just given. I'm still thinking about it. The president does not have absolute authority. Checks and balances. True, the president can make executive orders and certain stuff like that. Congress has more power than the president. Are you playing that game?
You know, I don't play on my computer.
No, I'm talking about iPad.
No, I'm on my computer.
Yeah, I know, I thought you were.
Bro, why did Dorm Taylor release a video all the time I almost got pegged during the quarantine?
That was Mike.
How do you almost get pegged? I am confused. You were watching this for a long time.
Hmm?
Dorm Taylor? You were watching it for a long time.
Dormtainment, nah, they just got corny. As time went on. And then the content, and then they had that whole issue with Tay thought he was bigger than the group.
They got the Napoleon syndrome.
Nah, he got in that incident where that people talking about he abused that girl or whatever happened. That was a hot mess. And he's now living like in Detroit or something like that, somebody said.
Yeah, and the fact that that short ass nigga was trying to abuse somebody, boy, you know, fix your goddamn thing.
Or be verbally abusive.
Yeah, you know I don't fuck with abuse. Okay.
I need to get in school. Yeah. Work tomorrow. Yeah. Another person said talking about what you call it. In the day and age of social media celebrities that can't make any money, of course, it's a goddamn pandemic. I'm really getting tired of people talking about a bag. We need to open the economy to get the bag. Like, shut that shit up, man. This shit is whack. Like, I'm not gonna complain about not having the ability to make money because what you call the coronavirus. This shit's gonna kill. I would say, if everything went wrong, this shit would kill probably, I would say, a good third of the population if we didn't take measures. And then the medical professionals will not be able to provide services for people because they'll be overwhelmed. We're already running out of medical supplies here in the States. We don't have that much funds right now because we even ran out of the coronavirus stuff. Stimulus shit. How? That was so low. I'll play a couple more, guys. That was bullshit. No, it was low the whole entire game. Oh my god. You know, the most interesting thing that I think happens in college is that people be getting my number. I don't be giving up my number to people. Not only weird things and stuff like that, but somebody got my number and started texting me about test questions or some short answer stuff. Like that was dumb. I'm gonna get some elimination. I'm gonna try hard to win. But another thing I can't win also too is because by the time I get in these games, the pyramids and certain stuff like that, I'm not able to switch that. I'm gonna go after him. gotta be like that. Make sure you don't get the weapon. How? This is bullshit, bro. I went after that dude so hard, just to lose a gunfight. I'm going back there. Go to Holly. Pretty sure I'm not changed there, but what time is it now? Later. Yep. Not turning the name off. I probably got like two more left in me after this. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. Finals is coming up. Cable has no glider. That's interesting. And cable was like $20. It's $23. This skin right here, Fortnite. I like Fortnite. I only spent 10 on this guy, so I was bored. But I don't think I'm spending any more money on skins for Hot Man. I'm good off of it. And besides, this is the only one that I pretty much wanted. I waited a long time for food. That make no sense how long we waited for food. Bria, you remember when they said don't wear a mask all the time? Everybody would wear a mask. A global pandemic. A lot of people, some of the stuff they're saying is not making any sense. Like, someone ever said that the coronavirus ain't that serious. You know, only 2 million people got the coronavirus, 7.6 million. Use your common sense. Exactly. People are idiots. That's a false equivalency. That's fuck out of here, down. Missing your shots, bub. Weak ass shit like that, coach. Michael Jackson been dead 10 years, a whole 10 years. Michael Jackson died when I was in 5th grade. I'm almost 21. I turned 21 in a month. Oh, you know what someone said that was stupid? How come ABC liquor store is open? How come church isn't? Church isn't considered essential.
People don't congregate at a liquor
The store.
once a week.
The false equivalency. People are just so fucking stupid. And at the same time, as soon as an alcoholic, they have to have the alcohol. Because if they don't, they'll get like fatal alcohol syndrome, something like that. And then at hospitals, they seriously have to keep alcohol for people to go off withdrawals. Because withdrawals can kill people. You have to wean them off, but they still have to have alcohol for people who are alcoholics and can't be weaned off of it.
Because they keep looking at change this for religious things. If they can do X, Y, Z, then why can't this is not the time for that? People are dying.
Then, like that pastor who did that thing.
You ain't heard nobody who went to the ABC store who died, but you done heard about pastors who died.
Yep, you're right. You sure right about that. No more than 10 people. Oh shoot.
I turned off my computer on accident. I was trying to press.
What are you even looking up?
Man, I'm just designing. Well, playing around with banner ideas.
Canva's pretty bad. I can't believe I'm taking finals online. I don't know how that's gonna work out. And I'm gonna have to be real early for them shits. Samana Santa. Got you, dumbass. Smooth criminal. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Another problem I think I got to with the coronavirus stuff, this affiliate marketing bullshit that people are trying to push along. It's okay, you cannot make money, bro. I'm not hating on people for being able to make money, but sometimes this shit is not the time, bro. This shit is not the time. I mean, I don't have time. We don't have time to, what you call it. Even 20-year-old people dying. People my age dying, but that's because they probably got other stuff that they have going on. Like, even that dude, that soccer player, he did not know that he had leukemia, then he had got the coronavirus and he died. And then, like, what you call it, too, some of these people, already, like African Americans, you know, we hit hard already with certain stuff like sickle cell, anemia. And then the same thing goes for Jewish people. They got Tay-Sachs. They can die because of that. We're more at risk. Wow, the son of a bitch went up there. XFL, they went bankrupt. So that means they're restructuring because they can't make any money. All it takes is somebody like a mole to come in with coronavirus, and somebody you don't think asymptomatic come and fuck people up. Touching football is very contact sport, and then, you know, especially I played football before. People use the same water bottle and certain stuff like that. You know, hey man. People gonna start checking out of here. And I hate that it's like old people, like grandparents and certain stuff like that. All my grandparents got dead, so that stuff. I only got to know 2 out of the 4. I only got to know my grandmas and not my grandpas. So that's because my grandpas and stuff like that, they died from they died young, like real young, like well, not really. It depends on how you look at it. I'm Frank the Third. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I know, but I'm literally Frank the Third. Frank, and Frank. I'm the third Frank. Come on. I'm telling you. Where don't you think that what you call it, people gotta be careful, especially like people with like I said, sickle cell and then Tay-Sachs. Yeah. I win this shit with a verse. Verse is doo-doo. See if we get a better gun. Don't have my hopes high. There we go. I don't know what the fuck to do. Get your dumb ass down. How? God damn it, bro. I hope y'all enjoyed this stream.